Well, thank you all for your applause. Please take your seats. So today my topic is called system procedure. It is one of the 6 P's, and it is a very important but in my past few sessions, I have discussed some of the topics from the 6 P's. Some of these topics, this time, there are a total of 9 sessions. 6 of them are our 6 P's. Among the 6 P's, the first P is platform, which talks about the company, and that's what one of our speakers will talk about today. The speaker will share this. The second P is product, which is what I discussed in my last session. Where was my last session? My last session was in Jakarta, right? Just the day before yesterday, I talked about product in Jakarta. Oh no, in Jakarta I talked about how to do closing. And the day before that, I talked about product in Malaysia. Did anyone hear it? Some people didn't have time to listen. The third P is plan, which refers to the system. And I talked about it in my first session in the Philippines. The fourth P is today's procedure, the system. The fifth P is market potential. And I believe I have already discussed it, right? I discussed it in Taiwan. I have given so many sessions, I forget which topic I discussed at which session. Some I have discussed and some I haven't. I have even forgotten. If there's an opportunity one day, you too will talk for 9 or 12 sessions, and you will understand my feelings at that time. In a short period of time, you can challenge yourself. It's really exciting and feels great. All right. The last P is people, which refers to the individuals. And that will be the topic for my next session, which will be held in Seoul, South Korea. The next session will be on the 18th in Korea. Although we haven't announced it, it hasn't been released, and there must be a reason why it hasn't been released. So this time, there are a total of 9 sessions, with 45 speakers, including myself making it 46 people, not counting the event coordinators. A total of 46 speakers will present on various topics. Once again, I'd like to borrow the applause from everyone at today's event in Thailand. To thank these 45 speakers, especially the 5 speakers from today. They have worked very hard. It has been very difficult, not easy at all. This morning, when I saw them, the first question I asked them was, "Did you sleep? Did you sleep well?" They all said, it was like this, unable to sleep, couldn't eat. That kind of pressure weighing down on their hearts like a stone. It was terrifying, truly dreadful. But at this moment, they should understand how painful it was before, and how joyful it is after it's over. The more painful it was before, the more joyful it is after. So at this moment, in this room, these 5 speakers are the happiest and most joyful. Let's give them a round of applause. If they still have at least 1 more hour of hardship. All right, before sharing this topic on system, let me first share a story with you. The story goes like this. Once there was a large lake. There was a lake. In the middle of the lake was a boat. And on the boat there were 3 people. What were these 3 people doing? They were fishing. They were all fishing. They fished for the whole afternoon. Suddenly, one person on the boat spoke up and said, "I'm hungry." When the first person said this, the second person said to the first person, "You're hungry? If you're hungry, you can go get some bread. When we came here earlier, by the shore under that tree, we left some bread there. If you're hungry, just go get the bread and eat it." So the first person said, "Oh." Imagine, in the middle of the lake, the first person stands up on the boat and steps off the boat and walks towards the shore with a splashing sound. Then under the tree grabs a piece of bread, eats the bread, and then walks back to the boat with a splashing sound. And continues fishing. Not long after, the second person also said, I'm hungry. Then the first person said to the second person, You're hungry? Go get some bread. Didn't you see me get some bread earlier? The second person said, Oh. He stood up, just like the first person, stepped out, and with a splashing sound, he jumped across. After eating the bread, and then with a splashing sound, jumped back. At this moment, the third person on the boat was a bit stunned. Wow, these two people are experts. It turns out I am on the same boat with these two people, and they are experts. Why? Because they can perform light kung fu. They can walk on water. They are skilled in light kung fu. In the middle of the lake, they can jump across like this, and then jump back, and their bodies don't even get wet. He thought, if you two on the same boat can do this, I should be able to do it too. So he said, I'm hungry. Then the first and second person said to him, You're hungry? Go get some bread. So he stood up and jumped out, but he fell into the water. When he fell into the water, the first person said to the second person, Bro, you better tell that guy where the stones are. What he meant was, there are some stones under the lake, which are covered by the water's surface. Now let me ask you, did the first and second person know where the stones are? They knew, so when they jumped across, they stepped on those stones precisely, stepping on the stones as they went across. I stepped on a rock. Now let me ask, did the third person know where the stones were? The third person didn't know, and he didn't ask, so he just drank the water directly. What does this story teach us? This story teaches us a profound lesson, a deep principle. If we truly understand this principle and truly grasp it, then the path to success ahead of us will be inevitable for you. Success is just a matter of time for you. What exactly is this story telling us? It says that experience is the best teacher, but it's best to learn from the experience of others. Look, the first and second person had experience. They knew where it was right. And they also knew where it was wrong. They must have made many mistakes, and they avoided those mistakes. So, what does it mean that experience is the best teacher? We learn from others' correct experiences and avoid others' bad experiences. So to succeed today, the first thing you must do is, you must have eyes. You must have eyes. Unfortunately, many people have eyes, but they cannot see, or they choose not to look carefully. They not only fail to learn from others' correct experiences, but they also repeat others' mistakes. He's repeating other people's mistakes. They even reenact others' tragedies. I have seen such people. For example, there's a father, a mother, and a child at home. The father is a heavy gambler and owes a lot of debt, with loan sharks chasing him, causing chaos in the house. His son doesn't know how to learn from his father and grows up to be just as much of a gambler as his father. Have you seen such examples? Why? Because their eyes are blind, they cannot see. Their eyes are blind, their ears are deaf, and they cannot see. They choose not to look. It is clearly because of this reason that his family is unhappy. After he grows up, he repeats the same mistakes and reenacts others' tragedies. Drive carefully. Don't drive too fast. Do you understand? Do you understand? Everyone knows, right? I've even seen car accidents, seen people involved in accidents on the road, with broken arms and legs, and even some who died. There is a message here that needs to be told to us. There is an experience to teach us something. It's telling us something. It means you have to drive carefully. Pay attention while driving. Don't think you're invincible. Stay a safe distance from others. Don't always stay too close to others. But some people cannot see this. They reenact others' tragedies. They repeat others' mistakes. They don't know how to learn from others' mistakes. Even when so many people do things right in front of them, they can't see it. As a result, they end up with a life of failure and misfortune. So, whether a person will succeed today or fail, you don't need to envy others. Open your eyes and look. Open your ears and listen. In just this one session today, we can learn a lot of things. You don't even need someone to stand here and talk to you. You really don't need it. The moment you walked in today, you could see so many successful experiences, right? Some people have organizations that are this large. There are organizations here that are this large. Such large organizations. Do you think this person is making money? Are they successful? Of course they are successful. Some people definitely have money. Is Raiway successful? Success. It's not the only one. It's 9 sessions. When we hear every message, we realize that there are so many great successful experiences here. But some people sitting inside, even after sitting there for the whole day, still think, oh, there's nothing much. Raiway can't do it. You see, they haven't learned from others' successful experiences. When they walked in, they thought, why is this person talking so much? Why are they repeating themselves so many times? They are just wasting their time, their own time and life here. There are people like that. Some people haven't even walked in yet. And outside, they are already full of energy, ready to take on the world, to change their entire life. But in the same place, at the same location, at the same time, there is another person who has a completely different outcome by 180 degrees. So from here, we must definitely learn from this. Definitely learn from this. Of course, the story I just told also includes a very important lesson, which is a very important principle. To succeed, follow in the footsteps of successful people. To succeed, follow the footsteps of successful people. Today, we are talking about the system, and we will definitely mention this company. This company is one that I believe everyone here has heard of. This company, I believe everyone here has definitely heard of it. This company is called McDonald's. Have you heard of it? McDonald's? If you've grown up this much and you haven't heard of McDonald's, you've got a serious problem. Even people who live in caves might know it, let alone people living in cities. Well, McDonald's is to this day the most successful fast food chain in the world, with its leadership far ahead of others. Currently, it has nearly 40,000 locations worldwide. It has nearly 40,000 McDonald's stores. Let's not even talk about 40,000 stores. Just imagine if your organization had 40,000 people. That would be incredible. Right now in your organization, there are 40,000 people in Raiway, and that's already a massive success. Can you imagine having 40,000 physical stores, big and small? That kind of success is unimaginable. So it is one of the most successful companies in the world. Such an amazing restaurant. Fast food restaurant. It sells hamburgers. It sells French fries. It sells chicken legs now. And drinks as well. If you pay attention, you'll realize that the people working at McDonald's are not experts in this industry. They are not. I'm not sure about Thailand. Or Southeast Asia, I'm not sure. But I'm talking about Singapore, where I grew up eating McDonald's. I saw the people working at McDonald's. They are very, very young people. Those who are still studying, working part-time, or they are very, very old people who have retired and can't find a job. Those who no one wants to hire. So they go to work at McDonald's. Some even have disabilities. Those with mental issues. People who can't control their hands and feet. Working at McDonald's, at such a great restaurant like McDonald's, when you walk into McDonald's, you'll find that the people working there are usually either very old, very young, or those with disabilities. You could say they are the elderly, the weak, and the sick, especially in Singapore. Why do these elderly, weak, and sick people, who don't have previous experience in the restaurant industry, manage to run one of the greatest companies in the world? The reason is simple. Behind it, there must be an extraordinary system that allows anyone to work in any position and perform their job well. There must be some very simple steps that allow anyone to learn and reach the final goal McDonald's aims to achieve. For example, McDonald's fries. Have you ever eaten McDonald's fries? Let me treat you to some McDonald's fries someday. I really like McDonald's fries. McDonald's fries are so delicious. However, the person frying those fries must be able to produce fries of world-class quality. Sometimes when I try it at home, no matter how hard I try, I can never get the fries to the standard of McDonald's. So why can a random person inside McDonald's do it? On the surface, it seems simple enough. They have their equipment, right? Their equipment has timing, right? The timing and how they pour the fries in. Once the fries are in, they know how long to fry them. Once the time is up, they know when to take them out. Then, when they take the fries out, they know exactly how to salt them. The motion is precise. And the result is always McDonald's standard fries. I've been to McDonald's around the world, and the fries are always the same. So when it has this consistency, the fries I eat in Singapore are the same as those in Thailand. And the fries I eat in the US are also the same. After taking it out, how to sprinkle the salt. How the motion is done. I just sprinkle it like this. The result that comes out is a McDonald's standard French fry. When I go to McDonald's anywhere in the world, the fries I eat are always the same. So when there is this kind of consistency, which is called consistency in English, when it has this consistency, the fries I eat in Singapore are like this. The McDonald's fries I eat in Thailand are like this. And the McDonald's fries I eat in the US are also the same when it has consistency. And when it is consistent, the result is that people will trust it. They will trust the brand. Do you understand? When it has consistency, when it is consistent, people will have confidence in it. Where can this be demonstrated? When you have nothing to eat, McDonald's is definitely one of the choices. Right? When you really don't know what to eat, you'll think, why not eat McDonald's? You see, this is the inner feeling. The ultimate confidence in it, that kind of trust in it. Why? Because I know how to eat McDonald's. I imagine what McDonald's looks like. And it's always the same result, right? And the people making it are ordinary, everyday people. They may seem ordinary on the surface, but behind it there is a very, very strict and meticulous system in place. From how the potatoes are selected, what kind of potatoes to choose. Some people call them yam. Some call them potatoes. Some people call them sweet potatoes. And some call them potatoes, from the choice of potatoes, all the way to how the potatoes are extracted, how they are cut, how they are first fried, and then partially cooked, how they are transported to the store, the entire process from there to the store. Once they reach the store, the process of frying the fries is made very simple. Even someone with a disability, an elderly person, or even a child can do it. This whole process, and all the details in this process, we won't talk about them, but we call this whole process a system. The steps in this system are step by step, one after the other, and they are the same every time. And in the end, the result is always the same, which is the fries. That's why I often describe this system as something which I call a black box. A black box. I don't know what's inside this black box. I only know that when my potatoes go in, the result that comes out is McDonald's fries. I know that inside this system, it's definitely not simple. It's definitely complex. There's definitely something inside. And this thing might be very complicated inside, with different parts and components. And each one is equally important to form what we call this black box. And in the end, no matter what, this black box is not important. What matters is that I have it. Whatever material I put in, the output will definitely be the result I want. And whatever my input is, the output will be the result I want. This black box is called a system. Railway also has a system, and the railway system is for people to enter. Anyone, any ordinary person, as long as they can enter this system, the result will be a successful railway person. Now I want to ask everyone, does railway have this system? Does railway have this system? It should, right? Is it? Think again carefully. Do we have it? And is this system powerful? Where exactly is this system? What exactly is this system? This is what I want to talk about today. Look, McDonald's has such a great system. I want to ask that young person, the one who just graduated from high school, the young person who is working part-time frying fries, is using that system. Does he know the greatness of this system? Does he know the greatness of this system? Does he know? He doesn't even know that the system exists. He only knows clearly, oh, my boss told me to fry it this way, so I just fry it this way. And when they tell me to sprinkle it this way, I just do it. He only knows this. He doesn't know that behind him, there is the greatest system in the world. Similarly, there are many people doing Raiway today who are the same. They've been doing Raiway for several years, and they just keep following along. They keep doing it without question. In the end, they don't know that behind Raiway, there is actually a very, very great system. How can we prove that there is a great system behind it? Let's pay attention. Are usually either very old, very young, just like these 9 sessions. The Leadership Training Conference, if you have the chance to see the photos, whether on Facebook or anywhere else. Every session's photos. You'll notice that every session is almost identical, aren't they? Every session is pretty much the same. And when you look closely at the Raiway people, you'll immediately know they're from Raiway, right? I can tell right away if someone is or isn't from Raiway. I can tell if someone is not from Raiway. And I can immediately tell if they are from Raiway, right? Otherwise, look around you. We all dress pretty much the same. Every session is pretty much the same. So there must be a system in place, otherwise it wouldn't have such consistency. It wouldn't have this level of consistency. Everything is the same. Whether it's the Leadership Training Conference 3 months later or 3 months ago, it should be the same, right? The tables should be arranged the same, right? Look at the photos of the recognition ceremony, and you won't even know which session it is, because every session looks the same, right? And when you look at the Raiway offices in different regions, sometimes when I walk into an office, I don't even know which country's office I'm in, because they all look the same. When you go into every Raiway training room, you'll realize I forget which training room I'm in, because they all look alike. When you visit any Raiway office, you'll see they all look the same. You'll think, oh, I've been here before, but you'll forget which training room it is, because every one of them looks alike. From this, you can probably tell there must be a system in place. This is the company's standard at Raiway, just like McDonald's, which has 12 major systems. 12 systems, from its production system, to its management system, to its business system, to how it's managed by the system, to how it operates. It has 12 systems to form such a great company. Of course, Raiway has its own system. But today, the system that will truly affect you directly is your own operational system, how the company at Raiway designs these systems. You don't need to worry about, today while I'm operating, what is my system, my steps? What exactly is it? This is what we call system. While I am operating today, what is my system, my steps? What exactly is it? It is called NDO. This NDO explains everything you should do. It explains how you succeed in this industry, why you might not succeed in this industry, why you can be fast in this industry, why you can't be fast, and why you can't grow big. All the answers are actually inside NDO. You see, every day, I believe, you all hear the words NDO. Even your upline tells you NDO and even asks you to talk more about NDO. Some people have been talking about it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, but still don't know what NDO means. They still don't know what the answer NDO is. Especially recently, I've been talking with leaders, and one very successful leader gave me a question. The problem he's facing right now is actually a very, very basic part of NDO. So today, whether you're a newcomer or you've reached Pegasus, 9 or 5 ring. If you ask me a question, I can give you an answer from NDO. NDO, 10 key points. From why to do Raiway, to 2 concepts, 3 secrets, 4 conditions, 5 principles, 6 steps, 7 things. How to do Raiway in 2 years. How to go deep. And the ultimate dream creation, goal setting. These 10 points, don't underestimate them. I will repeat. All the answers, all the questions you face, are inside NDO. It can influence your mindset, teach you the attitude you should have, tell you which rules to follow, show you the standards you should have, even teach you the skills, help you develop the right habits, point the direction for you, and help you make the right choices. All of this is an NDO. But today my topic is not about NDO. My topic is about system. The system is one of the very important points in NDO. So what is that point? It's called two concepts. The first concept is what? It looks like some people haven't heard of NDO. The first concept is long-term thinking. The second concept is 100% duplication. That's the second concept. It even teaches you skills, helps you develop the right habits, even points the direction for you, and helps you make the right choices. All of this is NDO. But today my topic is not about NDO. My topic is about system. The system is one of the very important points NDO. So what is that point? It's called two concepts. Inside these two concepts, there are two concepts. The first concept is what? The first concept is long-term thinking. It looks like some people haven't heard of NDO. The first concept is long-term thinking. The second concept is 100% duplication. The second concept is 100% duplication. I've written it out for you, right? The second concept is called 100% duplication. Within 100% duplication, I wrote it all out for you, didn't I? The second concept is called 100% replication. There is another important concept called how to duplicate. This brings us to today's very important topic, which is about the system. How to duplicate. How to have consistency. How to have consistency. How to make people trust you. From how to duplicate, there is an answer. So, what is your job in this duplication process? Today you've come to Raiway, and you want to do Raiway. So what exactly is your job? What should you do? It's simple. 3 things. First, you need to recommend people. That's your first job. To recommend people means you need to sponsor people and bring people into the industry. That's your first job. Second, you must teach them. That's your job. I don't care what method you use. You must teach them. Of course, I often mention an endo as well. That's your job. There are 2 important conditions beforehand. When you teach someone, there are 2 conditions. In direct selling, there is a saying, learn, do, teach. It means you must first learn. In direct selling, there is a saying, learn, do, teach. Of course, I often mention this in NDO, but I'll briefly mention it today. In the teaching process, there are 2 important conditions beforehand. When you teach someone, there are 2 conditions. In direct selling, there is a saying, learn, do, teach. It means you must first learn, then do it. And after gaining experience, you can teach. Then you can teach. So no matter what method you use here, the teaching here doesn't mean that. The teaching here means no matter what means you use. In direct selling, there is a saying, learn, do, teach. This is your job. Third, you must make them independent. This is your job. Making them independent means gradually they become able to do it without needing you. Today we won't talk about the new people who are hearing NDO for the first time. We won't talk about them. Let's talk about the earlier group, the great leaders who were invited to eat at another place. In our organization, how many leaders are independent? How many downline leaders are truly independent? Honestly, not many, right? There are a few reasons for this. The first reason might be that it's really hard to achieve. The second reason is that you may not even know that your goal is to make them independent. Your actions might not be helping them to become independent. This is something worth thinking about. Why does my organization stop when I'm not there? I believe this is a question everyone asks in direct selling. And in Raiway, this is the same. Why do they only move when I push them? Why don't they move unless I push them? Why do they still need me to push them after 3 or 5 years? You don't have the answer? Because your method of teaching might be the problem, and it doesn't allow them to become independent. This is your job. You only have these 3 jobs. They won't move until I push them. Why is it that they've been doing this for 3-5 years? He still wants me to push. It's really simple. Everything else is really not your concern. So once I've learned, done, and can teach, this is your job. If that's the case, doesn't that mean my success will take a long time to achieve? Why can some people achieve success so quickly? All right. Riway has 3 treasures. That can help you with this. Have you heard of the 3 treasures? The 3 treasures are leaders, tools, and does that mean it will take a long time? So why can some people succeed so quickly? So, in the duplication process, besides the 3 things you need to do, Riway has 3 treasures. That can help you do this. Have you heard of them? They are called the Riway 3 treasures. What are these 3 treasures? They are leaders, tools, and meetings. Friends, this is the Riway system. The Riway 3 treasures are what you should have. The system you should understand. The system you should know. These 3 things. Let's analyze each of these one by one and see how these 3 things can help me to do my job well, to do it quickly, steadily, and correctly. What is my job? I don't care what method you use. Teach them and make them independent. You may notice that in some organizations, his downline moves faster than his upline, and his downline is more successful than his upline, right? This proves that often it's not the upline's problem. It's not your upline's fault. It's possible that the upline did some things correctly. And by chance, they did the right things. That allowed their downline to move faster. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. So let's start with leaders, since they are called treasures. The leaders are one of the most valuable treasures. These are the 3 treasures of Riway. Riway has come to this point where we can consider these things as treasures, especially the leaders. This is one of ours. A photo from the top leaders meeting. It was probably last year. Or the year before that, about a year and a half ago. If I'm not mistaken, it was in Dubai. We couldn't arrange it properly because there were so many people. So we just took a photo on stage. We took a casual photo right there on stage. When the photo was taken, I looked at it right after it came out, and I thought, wow, do you think this group of people had a system? Right? Do you think if we didn't have a system, this photo could have been taken so neatly? It would have been impossible for it to be organized like an army. That's impossible. It would have looked like an army, right? Right? That wouldn't be possible. This was taken after our meeting. We casually took this photo on stage. And who are the people in this photo? If I'm not mistaken, the people in this photo are those who are Team Supreme and above. Meaning they are Team Supreme and above. This is after the Team Supreme system changed. There's also the Draco Seat of Honor group. This means that after the system change, they are now in Team Supreme. Once the change took place, this top leaders meeting held. When I say change, Team Supreme means before the change, when you completed something like Pegasus 5. Let's say as soon as you finish Pegasus 5, you would forever remain a Pegasus 5 with the company. But after the Team Supreme system changed to be a Pegasus 5 now, every quarter, you need to maintain a certain turnover and reach a certain amount before you can complete your Pegasus 5. If you don't reach that amount, then in that 3 months, you won't be a Pegasus 5. You'll drop down. You could become a Pegasus 3, or even a Pegasus 1. Or you could drop all the way down to Pegasus. If you drop to being a Pegasus, you won't be able to attend this event. So this event is for those who came after the system change. These people are from the currently active Riway leaders, who are performing and truly active. They are organized and are Team Supreme and above. This was a year and a half ago. Now there are even more. We haven't taken a photo like this recently, so I can't show it to you. If we took a photo now, it would be even more. It should be even more organized. It should be more active, and the performance should be greater. Because the difference in Raiway over a year and a half is significant. The difference in Raiway every 3 months is huge. Everyone in Team Supreme. If you know, the minimum requirement is Pegasus 1. A Pegasus's performance must be at least close to 5 million SGD. Do you agree? At least 5 million SGD. So today, if you are a Pegasus Team Leader 1, you must at least do around 10 million, right? A Pegasus Team Leader 1 means you are a Pegasus, and within your organization, there must be one more Pegasus created. In other words, the people sitting in the room earlier, each individual, is someone who has done more than 10 million SGD in performance. And it was done in 3 months. 3 months. You cannot say, "Can I do it in a year?" No, it cannot be done in a year. Just to complete that goal, I'm not saying their yearly performance is not counted, but to achieve that target, they need to complete that target in 3 months. They need that much performance in just 3 months. At least 10 million minimum. If we're talking about accumulated performance, at least the people in the organization have a starting performance of 50 million. They start with 50 million in performance. And this group of people, the first question is, if we go outside together and we see anyone, whether they are a businessman, a worker, or a shopkeeper, or even a boss managing a store, you might ask, "Excuse me, I'd like to ask, do you want your business to make over 10 million SGD in 3 months?" Would they say yes or no? What would their answer be? Would they want it or not? Obviously, they'd say, "Of course, yes. I definitely want that." But is it that easy? This is what everyone thinks. It's strange, they also want it. Then you'll realize only this small group of leaders. And this small group has quite a few people. All of them have done it. Every individual? It's strange, one person can do it, okay, but maybe that person is special. And has better talent, or a better background. But when a group of people like this, a few hundred people, manage to do it, then it should no longer be about talent. If you understand Raiway more deeply, these people were ordinary before. They were just normal people. Before Raiway, they didn't have the ability to achieve over 10 million in performance. They came to Raiway, learned a method, and entered the right environment. They changed, and they did it. So since so many people have done it, and this is the result that everyone outside wants, why don't these people come to Raiway? It's because we can't communicate certain messages to them. Right? You see, inside the system, leaders are here to help you do your work. Just this word leader is something you cannot borrow. If you cannot convey this message to the people outside, the person you need to influence, then you haven't utilized the leader part, right? So, are leaders present? Yes, they are all present. How do we bring these so-called systems closer to you? Today, if you're good friends with Andy Saw, if you're good friends with Esu Thiam, or if you're good friends with Onmar, and you're with them every day, it's very effective, right? These people are all people who have done over 100 million in performance. They are people who have done over 100 million SGD in business. Isn't that what everyone wants? Why? Since they want it, why don't they come to Raiway? Since so many people here have done it. And there's no such opportunity outside, right? I've never seen such a situation outside. That's the first reason. The second reason is that you see, why? Since they want it, why don't they come to Raiway? Since so many people here have done it, and there's no such opportunity outside, right? I've never seen such a situation outside. Never. That's the first reason. Second, you see, A group of people who have done over 50 million in performance. In SGD, by the way, a group of such leaders with 50 million in performance, usually when we go outside and see a boss who can achieve 50 million in performance. Are they impressive? I want to ask, are they impressive? Very impressive, right? They can do 50 million in 3 months or half a year, and that is very impressive. And at least these people are very, very few. They definitely drive big cars, and it's hard to get close to them, right? Try to influence them. Can you influence them? Do you think you can influence them? Is it difficult? Very difficult. It's very difficult. Usually it's hard to influence such impressive people. Such impressive people usually won't follow your methods. They have their own methods, right? Whether it's right or wrong, they've made it there. They think it's okay. They think they've succeeded. Whether they are right or wrong doesn't matter. They just won't follow your method. They have their own dignity. They have their own thoughts. You won't find so many people in the world who can achieve such performance. They can all wear the same and sit straight. And Raiway gathers them, and they arrive immediately. And they arrive early. And it's early. The tasks given to them by Raiway, they accept them 100% and never refuse. They are part of the organization. This situation, this so-called first point, is about our leaders. They are the strongest in the world. As I just emphasized, the people who have already done it. If you want something from them, it's very hard. Raiway is the only place where it's possible. And you need to be very fortunate to understand this point. Because when we at Raiway can gather them and influence them, this is a blessing for everyone. This is a blessing for everyone here. In comparison to other places, it's much easier to borrow the leader's abilities here. It's much easier, extremely easy. And finally, the last time when I was touring the top leaders meeting. Now the top leaders meetings are not every 3 months. I travel around the world. Each tour is one time, and running another round is another one. There is no break in between. I run in as many regions as there are in the world, and I meet with the leaders of each region. That is what the top leaders meeting is about. And this is top leaders meeting is now. And in the recent top leaders meetings, I've been influencing these leaders and talking with them in every place where we have a presence, and at each of our locations, each office. These should be the places we often go to, and the places where our major leaders should be, including myself. When I return to Singapore, I shouldn't stay at home. I should go to the office. I should sit in the hotel lobby, which is a bit like a hotel lobby, or kind of like hotel lobby, ours, company's member area, because leaders have power, right? Today, if I sit in the office in Thailand, and outside you want to bring people in, do you want to bring people in? Do you want to bring people in? Would you be able to bring them in? Would you be able to bring them in if I help you talk? Will you be able to do it or not? No matter how hard you try, will you still struggle to bring them in? This can't be done, so you go to the next one. I need the next one. Why? Because Lim Boon Hong is there, and he's ready to help me talk. Isn't that right? Every session is pretty much the same. People who are more skilled than me in the market? I haven't been in the market for a long time, but when I help you talk, I can definitely close the deal. But now you know how many leaders are in Raiway. They talk to customers. They solve their problems. And they have the ability to make them want to do Raiway. How strong is this ability? It's so strong that they can do 50 million in 3 months. I've been using all my energy and health to influence them and get them to visit the office. Have you seen it recently? And you're starting to see that it's really happening. It's starting to happen. If the company still lacks a sense of belonging, I'll add things that bring a sense of belonging. So they won't want to leave. They'll just want to sit there. Let them, hey, come by the office when you have time. Has that been happening recently? And you start to realize, hey, it's really happening. It's starting to happen. Things like this are starting to happen. If the company still doesn't provide enough sense of belonging, the company will change. I'll add things that create a sense of belonging, and then everyone will bring people in, and they will eagerly help you close deals. How about that? This is what I want to bring out, the power of leaders. Give Raiway some time. In the past, it was like this. At the beginning, all the leaders in Raiway were under my direct supervision. Their every move, I knew exactly where they were. In the past, being able to borrow the power of leaders was incredibly valuable, and it was something you could access every day. But as Raiway started growing bigger, it started expanding more and more. Our leaders used to have a lot of power at hand, but as Raiway grew, it became increasingly harder. It's incredibly large, and it can be borrowed every day. However, as Raiway started growing bigger, it grew bigger and bigger. To bring that power back, it grew bigger and bigger. Let's give Raiway a round of applause. This is incredible. It feels great to hear this. This is amazing. So you must wait patiently. And patiently expect these things to happen. It will happen soon. Even if there isn't an office, we'll set up some locations. In some cafe, in a restaurant, or in a hotel. These things will happen. Because the center operates, it will have the appearance of a center operation. The result will be an office full of people. So full that there will be no seats left, and people will have to sit on the floor, or in the stairways, or even bring their own chairs and tables outside. Everyone will gather in one place, and all the power will be there. Whoever you bring, they'll be excited, right? This is what we call bringing out the power of the leaders. And fortunately, only Raiway leaders in the world can be mobilized in this way. Now, aside from Indo, I'll step away from that. It was around this time last year when our Singapore headquarters opened. After Taiwan, our Singapore headquarters opened. It feels like it happened a long time ago. But it was actually last year, right? Isn't it? Every session is pretty much the same. I remember on the day of the opening, it was around 10 p.m. when we started, and after our speech, I began my lecture. I'll start the lecture. I remember that all the Pegasi from around the world, the selected Pegasus team leaders, flew to Singapore to attend our headquarters opening. It started at 10 p.m. Do you remember this scene? How late did we talk? If you could see the television, there was a time on the screen, and it showed 1 a.m. It was just past 1 a.m. This photo was taken just after 1 a.m. at night. I clearly remember I started at 10 a.m. This photo was taken just after 1 a.m. at night. Do the math. How many hours has it been? At least 14 hours, right? At least 14 hours. I still remember that day definitely didn't end at 1 a.m. I remember when I left the office. I looked at the sky and it was almost dawn. On that day, the leadership training conference lasted almost 20 hours. I was talking alone. Talking about what? I talked about our new system course, which had a total of 12 themes. Today's theme had 2 topics, which are from this system course, starting from learning attitude to how to begin, to how to close sales. Today's theme by Lai Thiha, to how to build an organization, to how to succeed and sustain success. And up to Angie's theme earlier, becoming a true winner. These are 12 know-hows. The most basic topics in direct selling. This is also one of Raiway's and an important part of our system. The answers are all inside this course, and they're actually in these 12 themes. Some of them even overlap with Endu. Don't underestimate these 12 themes. If you want to succeed in this industry, You not only need to understand, but you need to continuously listen to these themes and even be able to talk about them. Talk about them until it becomes subconscious. Today, if I randomly ask you to talk about how to close a sale, you could do it just like Lithi Ha did earlier. Today, if I randomly ask you to talk about how to close a sale, you could do it just like Lithi Ha did earlier. I could tell from listening to her that she wasn't talking for the first time. It's impossible. She definitely wasn't talking for the first time. It's not possible. I could tell she was very, very good at it. She did an excellent job. Let's give Lithi Ha a big round of applause. I'm almost ashamed listening to her. The day I spoke, I was outdone by her. She gave some examples, very vivid examples. She even practiced some of the points in how to close a sale. While learning the process of how to close a sale, she used her own examples. Maybe she didn't have such examples before. But later, she intentionally sought out those examples and practiced them herself. This is what I'm saying. After learning, she did it. She practiced it by using her own examples. This is why, after doing it, she could stand here and teach. So everyone benefits. Everyone benefits just like this. So these 12 themes, you not only need to listen to them, you need to practice them and then teach them. You need to teach well. If you don't do it well the first time, teach again. If it's still not good, go back and learn. Then do it again. And teach again. So direct selling is about learning, doing, and teaching. It's a cycle, and it goes on and on. Until you can talk about these 12 themes so fluently that when I randomly throw one to you, you can immediately grab the mic and speak without thinking, because you've done it so many times. When you can do this and do it without thinking, you'll know you've made it in this field. If I give you a theme, you can handle it well. Just grab the mic and speak without thinking. Because you've talked about it so many times. If you can do this, you're sure to succeed here. If not, I'll run 10 laps without my pants as a penalty. I'll think about it to see if it's possible. Yes, it's possible. If you don't say, and if you can do it without even thinking, I'll throw a topic at you, and you'll speak with substance, just like the speakers earlier. You can do it. It's that simple to do right way. I'm not asking you to read a thick book, right? You're sure to be sitting at the front. Actually, doing right way is that simple. I'm not asking you to read so many books for university. You need to read a lot of books to attend university, right? And in the end, what do you get? You just get a diploma. But here you practice those few things. Talking every day, and those are the few practices. It's all talk, talk, talk. Do you know what your result will be? Your result will be a Rolls-Royce parked outside. Your result will be a huge house, a deep swimming pool. This is your result. That's the price you pay for it. It's that small price to pay. It's a small price to pay. So I just talked about the leaders, and I hope that you understand the importance of leaders to you. Today, if you yourself, some people don't need it because they have a great influence already. Some people come in and they're already very impressive. Some people have influence over their network from the start. Maybe it's their employees or friends. They already have a certain amount of influence. They are able to recommend people themselves. They are able to teach them. They are able to make them independent. But these people are in the minority. What about the rest of us? We all need to borrow strength. And the leaders, so to speak, are those who are gathered. They are powerful. Sometimes we need to keep a distance from them. If you get too close, you might not realize how important they are. You may not know what they can do to help you, how important they are, and what they can help you with. How do you package them? So they can help you with their power? You need to know how to package them. Don't just say, hey, come help me talk. How do you package them? To get them to help you talk? These people are the ones who have done it. Raiway is not like it was 17 years ago with few people succeeding. So today, the word Raiway leader is truly a treasure. It really is a treasure. You need to fully utilize it. Keep a good distance with them and maintain a good relationship. Package them well, and they can take you to any place you want to go. They can help you achieve whatever goals you want because they've already done it. They've already done it. And many people have done it. And those who've done it are very united. And those who've done it are consistent, which gives people a lot of confidence. So this is the first treasure, leaders. The second treasure is Raiway's strongest asset, the world's number one, which is our meeting system. Raiway has the best meeting system. Have you seen that? Why do I say it's the world's best? Look out, Raiway is the best at conferences. Right? You won't find any other place where meetings are done like this and can hold 9 meetings. In such a short time, in just 1 month, doing 9 meetings, and that's not even the limit. The 12 themes I talked about earlier. During the Singapore headquarters opening, when I showed you that picture, those 12 themes were just the beginning. The people who came that day were not just anyone. They were selected Pegasus team leaders, selected Pegasus leaders. They were specially chosen. If you weren't selected, you couldn't attend. There were 600 people inside. After I finished talking to these 600 people that day, after 20 hours, they held 120 leadership training sessions. In that 1 month, 600 speakers. With 5 speakers per session, they held 120 sessions in 1 month. Today we have 9 sessions. Wow, Raiway has held 120 sessions. This shows how powerful Raiway is at hosting meetings. This ability is remarkable. And honestly, 120 sessions in the same month is not even the limit. If you want more, we can do it. At least what we can accommodate in Raiway, we can support such outrageous things. Today, anywhere outside, to prepare such a meeting, do you know how much effort it takes? It requires significant resources and a huge amount of manpower, and you need to hire top-notch speakers to make it happen. How much manpower do you need? To support it, you need extremely skilled people. Today in Raiway, it's simple. Just 12-345 they can speak. Today, that's how it is. We have so many Team Supreme people here. Okay, 12-345, and we discuss topics. In 3 days, it's ready. And the result is consistent. Don't think it's only for the Leadership Training Conference. There are several important company-level meetings in Raiway. The first one is the Leadership Recognition Ceremony. Our Leadership Recognition Ceremony is an event that everyone can attend. Actually, it's the best meeting to bring people to. Many people join Raiway because of the Leadership Recognition Ceremony. Many people think the company is worth doing because of this event. Why? Because at the Leadership Recognition Ceremony, you see so many successful people, not just 1 or 2, but so many. So many that it's overwhelming. Why? People who did 5 million or 10 million can't even be recognized individually. They are all recognized as a group. When any normal person watches this, if they've been told the right things beforehand, and they see this scene, if they still don't do Raiway, then that person probably has no hope in life. Right? If that doesn't inspire them, it's really hard. So many people get inspired like this. The people who aren't inspired are the extreme cases. So we always say the Leadership Recognition Ceremony must be used to bring people. You must bring people. Maybe the next person you bring will be your next ring, you know? Every ring is worth hundreds of thousands of SGD. What the hell is going on up there? Don't take it lightly. Of course, don't just look at the incentives for the rings. The process of reaching the ring itself brings in income beyond belief. And the Leadership Recognition Ceremony can help you achieve this. And you'll notice that many companies also have recognition ceremonies. Then, that person probably has no hope left, right? If that doesn't inspire them, it's really hard. So many people get inspired this way because those who aren't inspired are the extreme cases. That's why we say, You must bring people to the recognition ceremony. You have to bring people. Maybe the person you bring will be your next ring, you know? Each ring is worth hundreds of thousands of SGD. Don't joke about it. Of course, don't just look at the incentives for the rings. Even the process of reaching the ring itself brings in a high income. And the leadership recognition ceremony can help you achieve that. And if you look closely at the leadership recognition ceremony, you'll notice that many companies also have recognition ceremonies. Just like Susu HTBW mentioned earlier, because his company used to have recognition ceremonies too. He needed to ask his company to do it. No matter the method, they would have recognition ceremonies as well. But their recognition ceremonies are not like Raiway's. It's not that we spend more money or have better standards. Not really. It's not about having bigger fireworks, no. If you look closely, you'll realize that Raiway's recognition ceremony is genuinely meant to recognize people. It's not just a show. Many companies just do it for the show. They bring those so-called successful leaders on stage and create an illusion to make people think that their company has many successful people. But Raiway doesn't need that. Our posture is high. Because our success is real, we don't need to create illusions. Every person standing on stage in Raiway, especially recently, after I revamped Team Supreme, every person who gets to stand on stage has done astronomical numbers. They've earned the right to stand on the Raiway stage. And so many people who've done astronomical numbers. There are so many of them. If you don't bring people in at this point, even the greatest system in front of you won't work. It takes astronomical numbers to have the means. Only then do you have the qualification to sit on and stand on the stage of recognition at Raiway. And there are so many impressive people who are able to create astronomical numbers. There are so many of them. In this situation, you can't do it alone. If you don't leverage people, no matter how great the system is in front of you, it will be useless. And this comes with a price. The price of creating this system, continuing to persevere for 17 years. Every 3 months, just like the last video we saw. Before Jackie came up, there were 8 sessions in April. So many that they overflowed into March. There were even 3 sessions that had to be pushed into March. It's to such an extreme that it's almost unbelievable. Honestly, if I were you, I would attend every session. I would definitely go because there are too few. Even 8 sessions seem too few to me. I hope the company can do 80 sessions. I would go to all of them. I don't even need to do my own pitches. Whether or not I do them doesn't matter. I just need to tell the person in front of me, hey, these people are like this and like that, and push them forward for them to see for themselves. Sell these people. I just push them in and let them see for themselves, right? I would do this everywhere, pushing them in, and doing this in every place, pushing them in. Do you believe that? I would have a huge organization in every area. So some people have huge organizations in every place. That's how it is. But others who work hard in one place have no organization. Because they're using their own strength to do it. They haven't leveraged Raiway's 3 treasures. And Raiway has paid such a huge price. They don't know it's a treasure. They say, oh, there's another recognition event. Oh no, my upline is asking me to go again. The flight tickets are so expensive every time. You see, they have no idea what this thing can actually do for them. I hope after today you will understand. The second key to success in Raiway is one of the meetings called leadership training, just like the one we're having today. You'll notice that every session is consistent, every time the same, a training like this, and we've persisted in it for over 10 years. We've been able to create leaders who stand on this stage. Thousands of them. Being able to stand on a stage like this is not a simple thing. Can you speak? Whether you're good at speaking is one thing, but whether you dare to stand here is another. Those who dare to stand here at Raiway have already broken through. They are still afraid, of course. But those who've broken through are definitely much better than the first time. Thousands of people can stand here. This truly deserves applause, because this is something you can't see outside. It's not easy to create a speaker outside. It's not so simple. At Raiway, we do it in batches. This is how we produce them, batch by batch. Every 3 months, just like in these 3 months, there are 45 people, produced batch by batch. It's been 17 years of production. Their themes? And the courses they teach, from the beginning to now, so many that you could listen for months and still not finish. And in the end, what do you get? All these training sessions, whether live or later turned into tools, have become tools, so numerous that you really can't finish listening to them. These are all the things you should be doing. They are all things that can help you, aren't they? Every person who comes up is here to share their own success experiences and share their methods with you. You need to listen to it. Why do you have to listen to these people? Because these are the people who have done it. They've achieved it. That's why they can stand on the Ryway stage. Even if you can't hear them, just by looking at them, you can still learn something. When you see their appearance, you should still imitate something from them, because they are the ones who have made it. So from the start, I've said that as soon as you walk in, you should already feel a huge amount of energy. Why were these 5 selected today? There is a reason. You need to think about it. Inside, there are many reasons and some secrets to success. So once again, I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. Your attendance today. I hope you didn't leave empty-handed. I hope you can return with a full load today. The third one, not the fourth, is also very important, and it is turned into a dinner format. Every 3 months, there's also one session. 2 times it's the Team Elite Night. No, 2 times it's the Team Supreme Night. 2 times it's the Pegasus Night. I wrote the Team Elite Night incorrectly. It should be it's the Team Supreme Night. So once every 6 months? But even with 4 sessions, it's still the same. A dinner like this every 3 months? This kind of dinner is also a form of recognition, a form of affirmation. Ryway's starting point is to affirm that segment, those leaders who did exceptionally well during that period. As I mentioned earlier, the Leaders Recognition Night is for those below. Any new person can attend. This kind of dinner, however, is for the higher-level leaders. Those who have done exceptionally well. This is something many companies overlook, and something many companies can't achieve. They can't gather their leaders together, because when leaders get busy, once there are results, it becomes difficult to influence. This is what I mentioned earlier. Each person does their own thing, losing communication. The company will break apart. Suddenly, everyone becomes their own king. Problems will arise. Many direct sales companies face issues because of this, and this is the reason they can no longer control the organization. From the beginning, Ryway knew to use various forms. We always maintain the best communication with the top leadership. We have excellent relationships with the highest leaders of the organization. The relationship is great, so good that no one does it better than us. It's unbelievably good. This is the only way I can describe it. So good, it's amazing. We need to give Ryway a round of applause. Ryway is full of surprises. Really, they think of every possible way. It's all for the purpose of saying, gathering some leaders, whether we speak or not, isn't important. I'm afraid if I talk too much, it'll be too obvious to them, so I'll just turn it into a dinner format. I won't speak, just eat. Everyone comes, has a meal, and leaves. And when we eat, it's not at their usual places. No, we can go to Switzerland to eat, or New York, or Seoul. We can eat anywhere in the world. The images you saw earlier were from different places around the world. And when we go there, let me not even talk about the feelings of their leaders. Let me first share my own feelings. When I step into that dinner, I feel like I'm part of the upper echelon of the upper class. I feel so respected. I feel so affirmed. The food I eat, the things they arrange for me, the arrangements, the taste, it's all good. I just feel wow. Suddenly I feel so successful. When you can walk into that place and be invited to that place, you'll feel very successful. You need to experience this kind of dinner. Everyone, you need to experience it. Any high society dinner outside cannot compare to ours in any way. It's completely incomparable, and Ryway continues to improve. getting stronger, more powerful, more incredible. So you really need to experience this kind of dinner. The invisible energy inside, the unseen power. All the people there are incredible. All of them have succeeded. That environment is also part of the system. The influence is immense. If you want to succeed in Raiway, you need to join the system. You need to participate in these kinds of environments. Okay, the fourth one is also very important. It's called the Top Leaders Meeting. This one is formal, a full day of talks. You sit and listen to me speak. Sitting there listening, you're listening for direction. You're listening for the next strategies. Every person there is from Raiway, the highest of the highest group of people at that time, each one of them, the standards vary each time, but they are all the highest. They are the top of that time. That's why I call it Top Leaders Meeting. Many people tell me, boss, Top Leaders Meeting. Meeting is Top Leaders Meeting. I said, I don't want that. I want Top Leaders Meeting. I insist on adding the word highest in front, because that's the Top Leaders Meeting in my mind. If you want to succeed in Raiway, if you have this mindset, you must attend Top Leaders Meeting. If you can consistently be in this Top Leaders Meeting, success will come naturally to you. Success for you will already be in your hands if you can attend the Top Leaders Meeting. Because it's the closest you can get to the company. After Top Leaders Meeting, you will be extremely, when you get close to the company, all your resources, all the methods, all the techniques, and all your mindset will be transformed by this system. You must find every way possible to get in Top Leaders Meeting. The current standard for this Top Leaders Meeting. Right now, Raiway truly. If we're talking about this Top Leaders Meeting, you must be at least a Pegasus 9 or above. A Pegasus Leader 9 or above. There are now over 30 people in Raiway who have reached that level. To me, 30 people is already a big group. In this Top Leaders Meeting, meeting usually consists of 10 to 15 people. Truly remarkable leaders, 10 to 15 people. This Top Leaders Meeting, in my vision, is 10 to 15 people. Because that is the time when you can have a one-time impact. That can affect everyone at once. That's my ability. When it's 30 people, a few might be missed. The more people there are, the more I might miss. Just like today, many fish might slip through the net. I know. I wonder if they understand what I'm saying. I'm not sure if the translation is accurate. But I truly, I'm sure the 10 of them. The 10 people who walk out of that meeting, I'm confident that the 10 of us share the same thoughts. Including myself, we are all in agreement. We all share the same dream to achieve. So this is my vision of this Top Leaders Meeting. But the problem is, now there are over 30 Pegasus Leaders, 9. How are you going to participate, everyone? What should you do when you become a Pegasus leader? These people might have moved up, and by then, you might need 5 rings to attend. What are you going to do then? You need to surpass. You work hard and they work hard too. What should you do then? What should you do? Do you want to participate? Do you want to participate? Learn this word, want. Say want. Make them think, I must want this. You must want to participate. Now is the best opportunity. Why? Because right now, basically, in the past, this Top Leaders Meeting was held once every 3 months. But now, essentially, the company has a Top Leaders Meeting every day. Every day, at least from my perspective. I am holding a Top Leaders Meeting every day. Today I'm in Singapore holding a Top Leaders Meeting. Tomorrow I'll be in Malaysia holding a Top Leaders Meeting. The day after tomorrow I might be in Thailand for a Top Leaders Meeting. And the day after that, I could be in Vietnam for Top Leaders Meeting. To me, every day is a Top Leaders Meeting. Why? because I hope you can participate. I just hope you can join. Friends in Southeast Asia, listen up. Today, if you're in Southeast Asia, it's the easiest time to attend such a top leaders meeting. It's the easiest. It's the easiest. You should quickly get in and claim your spot. Quickly take your position and hold it. Because the standards are going to keep getting higher. Just stick to that standard, follow it rigidly. Keep following, keep following. Eventually you'll succeed. It's fine if you miss this time. It's fine if you miss the next time. It's fine if you miss again. But while others succeed, you're still groping in the dark. You're still struggling in the darkness. What a waste of time and effort. If you need to put in effort, do it at the right time. This is the right time. Because at this moment, in certain places, Pavo might be able to join. After I say this, it might not be Pavo anymore. It might be Phoenix by then. After I say this. So no matter who you are right now, you still have the chance to catch up. If in other places, you need 9 Pegasus leaders and 2 rings to join. Compared to that, the chances here are much higher. First, do we believe that Southeast Asia can succeed with Raiway? Raiway is going to make it over here. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Raiway will grow even bigger here. Southeast Asia will be even bigger than now. Do you believe that? It will happen. Then you need to quickly get involved. Let's achieve this together. Don't wait until it's achieved and then have nothing to do with it. So right now, you need to get close to the company. That's what I mean by the top leaders meeting. I've talked about this for a long time. Sorry about that. Give me another 15 minutes, it'll be quick. What's most powerful about Raiway is our meeting system. The next system is our tool system. Our tool system. The tool system. The most obvious tool is OPP. Don't underestimate OPP. These are things people figured out through trial and error. They've been through tough experiences. These are the experiences that were accumulated. The 16-page OPP where you see pictures, read the words, and tell stories based on the pictures. Even a mute can use it. It's extremely effective. To talk about the key products and the key points, it's consistent inside. Today, as I'm talking here, how many people outside are using OPP? They are talking about products with others. 5,000, 10,000? Of course, there is. Definitely. Imagine right now you're sitting here, you go to the bathroom, sitting on the toilet. At this very moment, there are 10,000 people in the market, 10,000 people in your organization. They're all talking about products using OPP. Do you think you're making money? It's incredible. Even a 1% close rate is crazy. A 1% closing rate is absurd. It's terrible, right? Only 1 out of 100 buys? That's ridiculous. You've got 100 sets going in right now. At this very moment, this is why the method needs to be simple. That's how it is. Some people can use this OPP and reach Pegasus 9. Some people can use the same OPP and become a dragon leader, so you should be able to do it too. With the same OPP. Apart from OPP, I realized that in the past we had many tools. For example, this old version, I saw it online the other day. I thought I'd share it with you. This is from a long time ago, a training session we had. That session was led by Victor Tan, a Pegasus 8, 1 ring leader from Singapore. He gave a talk on the topic Right Business. And you'll notice it's a DVD. See, this tool system has changed with the times. Nobody uses DVDs anymore, right? Back when I was doing direct sales, over 20 years ago, we used to listen to cassettes, cassette tapes. We used to listen to those tapes. We had to read books. In NDO, we had 7 daily tasks, one of which was reading. Right? Every meeting was a must attend. It's the same as what I mentioned earlier. It's all discussed in the system. If I gave you a cassette today, You wouldn't even know where to listen to it. Back then, when I was working the market. My tools? My suitcase, a big suitcase. My tools inside weighed 60 kilograms. I had to drag it to a location to work the market. I had to carry a 60-kilogram suitcase, plus another 30-kilogram smaller one. They were mostly filled with tools and a few clothes. I would drag 2 suitcases to work the market. Without these tools, I couldn't do the business. But now, Raiway people, when they talk to people, don't need tools. They go empty-handed. They just take an iPad and get it done, right? But there are still some things missing in it. There's something missing. With the iPad, you can only show it to the person on the spot. People have a high tendency to forget. Why do I need to take tools with me? Because I leave a cassette with him. In the past, I used to leave a DVD with him. I leave a book with him. Then I have an opportunity for follow-up. If you've heard of NDO, you'll know. Today's close. The chance of closing at that moment is actually very low. There is a possibility. You can use great skills. You can make the sale, but most of the time, there's no close. But that doesn't mean just because he doesn't buy today doesn't mean he won't buy later. We can follow up if within a short period of time, you can meet with him 4 or 5 times. He'll still buy, right? That's why it's hard to watch him for a short period of time. See him 4 or 5 times. This is the basic skill in direct sales. How can I meet him within a short time and see him 4 or 5 times? Because after the first meeting, I need to schedule a second meeting with him. He avoids me, He runs off somewhere, so in a short period of time, you need to meet him 4 or 5 times. It's not an easy thing to do. One good method is to leave something with him. Then I'll come back and collect it from him. I'll leave a way open. Take this book and read it. It's fine if you don't buy today. But this book is really, really important. I'll sell this book first. He'll go back and read the book the first chance he gets. And this book is the last one. I still have use for it. Tomorrow, how about tomorrow? He has to watch it tonight for sure. Tomorrow. How about tomorrow afternoon? I'll call you. If I pass by, I'll come pick it up. I'll come find you. Is that okay? I've scheduled another meeting with him. He's already expecting that I'll call him tomorrow. If I don't call him, he'll think, you're going to try to sell me something again. He's afraid of avoiding you again. So in a short time, I meet him 4 to 5 times. I have the opportunity to influence him. He will still buy. So tools are actually very important. First, after he watches it, it will influence him himself. After he listens to the cassette, he will influence himself. However, due to the changes of the times, there are too many. There are too many Raiways. Today you want to listen to a tool. You don't know which one to listen to. Do you agree? Tun Peng used to come. When he was doing Raiway, before he started doing Raiway, he searched for information about Raiway on the internet. He watched for 3 days and nights, right? After his wife watched it for 3 days and nights. Her husband also watched it, listened to it for 3 days and nights. No one convinced him. They decided to do it themselves after hearing it, right? They watched the tools themselves. The so-called tools. Actually, it's just a link. Now it's just a link. I send him a link like this. Send him a YouTube link. Send him a TikTok link. I watch like this. Just watching like this. He thinks Raiway can be done. But the problem is, how many Tun Pengs are there in the world? There's only one. He will sit there and watch. He will look for opportunities. He's originally a person who wants to find opportunities. When he sees something, he sees the opportunity. Not everyone can see it. When there are too many and it's not organized, it will become useless. So today, if you really want to find something to learn, you won't be able to learn it. That's why I'm here to tell you this today. There will be a change coming soon. Now I release DVDs, but you have no place to play it. Right? Maybe everyone still needs to buy a DVD player at home, but now you can't even buy one. Everyone just uses their very convenient mobile phones, right? So Raiway really needs to change with the times. Next, I will release something similar to this. It will contain a USB drive. And what is the USB for? It's for plugging into the car to listen. Once you plug it into the car, it starts playing right away. Now you have to wait until you're in the car. Then you have to grab the link and connect via Bluetooth. If it doesn't connect, you might not be able to listen to it. It could even be dangerous if you're driving halfway, but with this, you just plug it in directly, and you will definitely listen to it because when I hand it to you, I'll sell it to you, right? I'll say, take this and listen. First, they'll be curious. I'm giving them a 32 GB USB drive, right? Then they can store whatever they want on it. Whatever they need will be in there. They will be curious once they get in the car. First, they'll look for the USB port. When they plug it in, it really plays, and they will start listening, right? He'll start listening. Second, you'll see that there is a QR code there, right? For those who don't have a car, just scan the QR code, and the video will pop up immediately. No need to register or get an SMS and all that. We're trying to make it as simple as possible. You can watch it right after scanning. In China, you can watch it. In the US, you can watch it. In India, you can watch it. Even my ideal vision, my ultimate goal. You need to be full of hope for Riway. So today, for example, Lithi has how to do closing. Here I'm showing Jetta's session. Jetta talked about how to do closing that day. I want to change it to Lithi has, for example. Lithi is how to do closing. It's in Vietnamese, right? Now actually in Riway, it doesn't matter what language you speak, because no matter what language you speak, it will still need to be translated. This is how Riway works today. If you speak Chinese, it still needs translation. If you speak Thai, it needs translation too. So now in Riway, the language is no longer important. There is no longer a primary language. So perhaps Lithi has how to do closing was very well done earlier. Our company has selected someone. We will help translate it into different languages from around the world. Then we'll use AI. What she says will come out in Chinese. What she says will come out in Japanese. What she speaks will come out. What she says might come out in Hungarian. Then she will become famous worldwide. In the future, when she goes to Poland, people will see her. Lithi. Wow. Of course, I'm just saying this. She might not be selected. Next, it needs to be selected to become the company's tool. The company will strongly help you sell it. You must give it your all. This is an excellent opportunity to become famous. Practice a few more times. If you practice more, you'll definitely get better at talking about it. If you talk about the same thing many times, you'll become really good at it. If you sing a song 20 times, you'll be able to sing it really well, right? Talking works the same way. If you repeat the same thing, repeat and repeat, you'll become an expert. It doesn't need to be too many times, just 10, 20, or 30 times. There's very little cost involved. This cost is minimal compared to studying. This is a very small price to pay. And it's an opportunity to become famous worldwide. So this is very small. It's a little smaller than a credit card. So in the future, you might have a stack of these. A stack of them. Just choose how to do closing. How to start. How to achieve long-term success. Then wait a moment. Okay, this attitude is everything. This is very important. You must listen to this when you go back. Let me tell you who this is. This person is German. And this German person used to do this and that. Now, wow, look at what he's doing. Wow, this person, let me tell you, after listening to it, my tears kept flowing. You must watch this as soon as you get back. You have to watch it first thing, okay? After he gets it, wow. Go home and watch Jose, that incredible leader. He influenced him right there in his own home, right? It's free. Let's look forward to it together. What's the purpose of what I'm talking about here today? It's to put pressure on people. We already have a lot. We just need someone to organize it. To organize it properly, especially from the 45 people here today. Someone definitely has to be selected. Since I've been talking for more than 2 hours. Is it? I'm really sorry. This is a very unprofessional behavior, but today I want to take this opportunity to quickly go through what should be said using the factory in Thailand. To finish explaining what needs to be explained about the system, I sincerely apologize for using everyone's time. Well, I'll just end my sharing here. Once again, thank you all. I hope that through today's sharing, it can help you and help you understand how to succeed in Riway to be even more successful. Thank you, everyone. I'm Lim Boon Hong. Thank you.